there is no subsidy, there is no capital involved, there is no gift involved. It is a collateralized...
All right, all lies. That's enough from him. You know, I thought of another clip I want. Google, Alan Greenspan says Fed above the law. I want to play him on Lair NewsHour saying, look, the president, the Congress, nobody can question us, nobody can audit us, nobody can look at us. There's never been an audit of the Federal Reserve. Greenspan says Fed above the law. Now, imagine this. We didn't have these stinkers running our country until 1913. They engineered the Great Depression. That's been declassified. They engineer it all. This is the enemy of any free society. And by the way, while we were protesting the private Federal Reserve in Dallas, its branch bank, they had hundreds of high school teachers and professors in there brainwashing them for a federal program to go out and sell the public on what the private Federal Reserve's doing. And that's in the news today. San Francisco Chronicle. Obama plans huge pledge drive for his policies. He said on the Tonight Show a few nights ago, 13 million people signed up for his private campaign, will go door to door pushing his agenda for a new banker bailout. So, see, it's okay for them to organize the public to sell their crime. But you go out and you protest and say, we don't like what you're doing. Hey, we sick the army on you. We spy on you in America like this is Russia or East Germany or Communist China or Cuba. You understand they're trying to mobilize a bunch of idiots to go along with them, to be sicked on the American people that don't want to go along with it? They just passed in the House compulsory national military service Thursday. I'm going to cover that later after I take calls. That's why I haven't taken calls yet. No, the phone's been loaded. Because, folks, the hour is late. We're being robbed by offshore banks. We're being robbed by offshore banks. The Federal Reserve is a private offshore bank. What more are you going to put up with? I have the Army on me. I got the FBI calling my office. I get death threats constantly. This is real. They've already taken half of your pension funds and your 401k. They're going to take it all until you wake up. You understand? We're the people here fighting these crooks. You understand that? We're the ones risking our lives for you idiots out there that have been saying we're conspiracy theorists. All we're covering is documented fact. Here is Alan Greenspan in his own milquetoast way saying, we're above the law. Listen to this carefully.
What is the proper relationship, what should be the proper relationship between a chairman of the Fed and a president of the United States?
Well, first of all, the Federal Reserve is an independent agency, and that means basically that there is no other agency of government which can overrule actions that we take.
Stop right there. We're an independent agency. Back it up. I want to play it again. We're an independent agency. The Congress, the president, they can't look at us. They can't question us. Oh, really? The legislative, the executive, and the judicial all are supposedly co-equal. But now they claim the president's a dictator under PDD 51, John Warren Defense Authorization Act and others. Now he's up there saying, no, what's my relationship with the president? It doesn't really matter because they can't look at us. They can't question us. This is a private bank. Go back to it.
No other agency of government which can overrule actions that we take. So long as that is in place and there is no evidence that the administration or the Congress or anybody else is requesting that we do things other than what we think is the appropriate thing, then what the relationships are don't frankly matter. And
back it up. Play it again. I want folks to listen carefully. The Congress, everything's okay as long as the Congress doesn't look at us. And everything's good and everything's fine as long as the president can't look at us. You know, we're independent. We do whatever we want. We're the private bankers that bankrupted and took over this country in 1913, and we'll do whatever we want. Listen, children, I go out and I protest these people, and the Army's there watching us with the police and FBI like we're terrorists. And now they're conditioning the public. Oh, for DWI checkpoints and car wrecks, the Army's going to help police. And, oh, there's going to be military and local FEMA camps for emergencies with the local police. And, oh, we've hired 26,000 preachers to prepare their flocks to go to FEMA camps for their safety. And the InfraGard, 50,000 executives are prepared. And there was a mass shooting in Alabama, so the Army came out and ran checkpoints after it. And, oh, you know, they're just getting everybody. And I told you that was illegal with the Army in Alabama. Houston Chronicle headline, Army investigates whether federal law was violated, and they say, yes, it was. Listen to this carefully. This is a financial coup d'etat. Listen.
Actions that we take. So long as that is in place and there is
play it from the
evidence
start.
that...
Play it from the start. I want them to hear this whole clip carefully. Go ahead.
What is the proper relationship, what should be the proper relationship between a chairman of the Fed and a president of the United States?
Well, first of all, the Federal Reserve is an independent agency, and that means basically that there is no other agency of government which can overrule actions that we take. So long as that...
All right, we'll be right back with the
place,
second hour.
And
we'll be back with the second hour. Stay with us, folks. We are back live. I'm going to go to your calls right now, and I got a bunch of other news coming up. It's very important, but let me just boil it down simply. Private banks took over the U.S. in 1913 monetarily. Since then, they've turned us into an engine of world government for the Anglo-American establishment, the British Empire, basically. And we go out and we protest the private Federal Reserve that says that it's above the law, above the president, above the legislative, the Congress, above the judicial, that no one can even investigate them, no one can look at them. You know, Congress has hearings on the president goes after Congress, the courts hear it. This is not our system of government to have these private banks doing whatever they want, and senators and House members ask them questions and they say, we're not going to answer it. Okay? Now, 2 weeks ago, we break the fact that there are federally written reports going out to the state police and local police saying that basically if you have a Ron Paul sticker, criticize the New World Order, criticize the Federal Reserve, you can go read the reports that are up on the site, that you're a terrorist. This becomes international news. Now, we get sent Army documents, and we've confirmed them. They're up on Infowars.com right now, that particularly in Texas, but all over the country, the Army was spying on us and reporting us as potential terrorists to local police who were there when we just protested the Federal Reserve. And they talk about terrorism. This is terrorism. This is criminal. Now, why do we have this report? More than any other candidate in the Republican or Democratic Party, Ron Paul got more money from the military. The military, the majority of them know about the New World Order, know about the FEMA camps because they're involved in it. They're very upset, and that's why we get these type of documents. That's why we got the MIAC report from state police in California and Missouri. That's why I got a Texas report we covered Friday that was even more insane, demonizing the American people. These are secret police. This is un-American, and it's a violation of federal law, the Posse Comitatus Act. I told you last week that stuff in Alabama was illegal, and now it's in the Houston Chronicle that it's illegal for the Army to be out on the streets. It's a violation of federal law, Posse Comitatus. So you got criminal bankers robbing and looting and bonusing themselves into Valhalla, into heaven. They're doing whatever they want, and then Ron Paul was at one of the things in Houston protesting. I was there with his brother in Dallas. We're all over the country, every location. And we're the bad guys. But see, the military is on our side, so they know we're not the bad guys. They know we're the real patriots. And the police are waking up. And I've gotten some idiots sending me emails going, how come you're kissing up with the police and military now? The point is the commanders are bad pushing the New World Order. The high-level ones are globalist. But low-level, they know what's going on. We need to wake them up. We need to not just sit there and demonize them for no reason as society collapses. So let me explain something to people out there. And I'm not talking down to the general listeners that listen all the time. Most of you are smarter than I am. But for new listeners, freedom and liberty and not living in a third world banana republic and not being robbed and ruled over and being enslaved is very, very rare. Freedom is very, very rare. Tyranny is the norm. The reason you have a nice house and a nice car and can have a job, the reason the street lights come on at night, the reason is because we have a rule of law. And having secret police and troops running around demonizing the American people is treason to the country and classical corruption. This is classical evil. Okay? It's that simple. And we've got another, coming up in April, another In the Fed demonstration all over the country. We'll be there. We'll be identifying the military in plainclothes spying on us. We'll be identifying those committing federal crimes. You are criminals. You are violating federal law. You know, they act like in the system, well, we can break any law we want, but the citizens will throw the book at them. Listen, criminals, It's just like Nazi Germany when Hitler took over the military. You don't want to be part of this evil. You need to choose which side you're on. And I've been saying that every day for the last few years, and the police and military are responding. They're saying we're on the American people's side. Good. Let's talk to Steve in Texas. Thanks for holding, Steve.
Yeah, hey, good evening, or good afternoon, Alex. I just want to say, first of all, that, it's really too bad you didn't find out about the military spying on you at the end of February.
I said on air they'd be there. They're always there. They spy on peace groups, anti-death penalty groups, anti-immigration groups. It's illegal. There's military crawling all over us. I caught them making bribes to police chiefs to operate in cities a decade ago. Yeah,
I was going to say it's a shame you didn't find out about that in MIAC while you were making the Obama deception, because, boy, I tell you, that would have fit in so well.
Here's the deal. I'm making an Obama deception update or addendum that'll be out in 1 month. Yeah, no rest for us here. We're going to put out another one. Don't worry.
Yeah, before I get to the main reason I called, which is about martial law.